Paul Heyman to betray Roman Reigns and introduce 330-pound WWE star as his new client. Potential Survivor Series, War Games swerve explored. Conan reveals shocking details on Rey Mysterio's unmasking. Inside scoop on the iconic moment. Keep watching. In the most recent episode of WWE SmackDown, Paul Heyman was reintroduced into the Bloodline saga when Roman Reigns attempted to contact his wise men. However, the original tribal chief was unable to reach him as Heyman's number was out of service. This has sparked speculation among fans that the legendary manager may have betrayed Reigns. Amid this, a past interview has surfaced online, suggesting Heyman could have already aligned with 330-pound Big Bronson Reed. The Auszilla recently joined Solo Sikoa's faction on SmackDown as the fifth member for the War Games match against the OG Bloodline. In the resurfaced interview with Chris Van Vliet on InSIHT, conducted a few months ago, the Australian Beast was asked about his future plans. He revealed his ambition to remain in the main event scene and mentioned working backstage with Triple H and Paul Heyman. This reference to Heyman has fueled speculation that the Wiseman may have been instrumental in bringing Reed into the Bloodline saga. Many believe that the Hall of Famer is the mastermind behind Solo Sikoa's decision to recruit the King of Monsters. If this theory proves true, fans may witness Heyman returning to SmackDown only to betray Roman Reigns by revealing Bronson Reed as his new client. The 59-year-old could even claim that it was his influence that led to Reed's inclusion in the upcoming War Games match. Such an angle would not only elevate Bronson's career to new heights, but also introduce a shocking twist in the ongoing Bloodline saga. That said, the angle is speculative at this point. The booking of Bronson Reed has undergone a drastic change in recent months. The Raw superstar has been involved in high-profile brawls with several major WWE stars and is currently embroiled in a feud with Seth Rollins. To further elevate Reed's status, an alliance with Paul Heyman could be the perfect move. The legendary manager has elevated the careers of several wrestlers during his career. Even the meteoric rise of Roman Reigns has a lot to do with Heyman's involvement. Without Paul Heyman's guidance, it's hard to imagine the OTC earning the kind of superstardom he has in the past 4 years. Given this, a partnership between Heyman and Reed could be a game-changer, both for Reed's career and the future landscape of WWE. It will be interesting to see what the Stanford-based promotion has in store for the Auszilla in the coming weeks. For years, Paul Heyman has been the constant in Roman Reigns' legendary run as the tribal chief. From orchestrating his transformation into the most dominant Universal Champion in WWE history to building the Bloodline into a near-unstoppable faction, Heyman has been the puppet master behind Reigns' success. But in the unpredictable world of WWE, loyalty is always temporary, and Survivor Series, War Games could be the perfect stage for a shocking betrayal that reshapes the landscape of professional wrestling. Imagine this. Paul Heyman turning his back on Roman Reigns to align with a 330-pound rising star, creating a seismic shift in the WWE hierarchy. Let's explore how this scenario could unfold and its implications for the WWE universe. Roman Reigns' dominance has been unparalleled, but cracks in the bloodline have been forming for months. Jey Uso's rebellion and subsequent departure from the faction marked the beginning of the end. Jimmy Uso's recent disobedience and Solo Sikoa's growing unease have only added fuel to the fire. Through all this turmoil, Paul Heyman has struggled to keep the bloodline intact. His attempts to mediate conflicts have often failed, leaving him visibly stressed and unsure of his place. This sets the stage for Heyman to reevaluate his allegiance, particularly if Reigns begins blaming him for the bloodline's downfall. In this scenario, Survivor Series, War Games becomes the boiling point. Reigns, feeling vulnerable and increasingly paranoid, lashes out at Heyman during a high-stakes promo. The Special Counsel, who thrives on aligning with winners, begins to consider greener pastures. WWE's roster is brimming with potential megastars, but few have the raw size, power, and presence to replace Roman Reigns as Paul Heyman's next client. One name stands out: Bronson Reed. At 330 pounds, Reed is a wrecking ball of destruction. His size, agility, and relentless aggression make him a force to be reckoned with. Over the past year, WWE has steadily built Reed as an unstoppable powerhouse, but he's lacked a defining moment to cement himself as a top-tier star. A partnership with Paul Heyman could be exactly what he needs. Heyman has a proven track record of elevating talent. From Brock Lesnar to CM Punk to Roman Reigns, his ability to craft compelling narratives and generate heat is unmatched. Aligning with Bronson Reed would give Heyman the chance to mold a new beast incarnate and create a fresh dynamic in WWE's main event scene. Survivor Series War Games would be the perfect stage for Heyman's Betrayal. With the Bloodline potentially competing in a War Games match, the setup practically writes itself. Imagine a chaotic and brutal contest with Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and a reluctant Jimmy Uso battling a team of rivals. Throughout the match, Heyman remains outside the cage, his expressions oscillating between fear and cunning calculation. As the match reaches its climax, Reigns is on the verge of securing victory. He delivers a thunderous spear to the opposing team's leader and sets up for a definitive pin. Suddenly, the lights dim. A heavy, ominous theme begins to play, and the audience erupts in confusion and anticipation. Bronson Reed's silhouette appears at the entrance, and he storms down to the ring with a menacing glare. Heyman, clutching his chest as if torn between loyalty and ambition, makes his move. He throws the tribal chief's ceremonial necklace, the symbol of his dominance, onto Reed and shouts, "My tribal chief." The betrayal is swift and brutal. Reed enters the cage, demolishing Reigns with a devastating series of moves, including his jaw-dropping tsunami splash. The Bloodline is left in shambles as Reed stands tall, with Heyman smugly raising his new client's hand. The fallout from Heyman's betrayal would be monumental. Roman Reigns, stripped of his aura of invincibility, would embark on a quest for revenge. This storyline could see Reigns as a vulnerable antihero, fighting to reclaim his throne without the support of his family or Heyman's strategic mind. Bronson Reed, meanwhile, would instantly be propelled into superstardom. With Heyman as his mouthpiece, Reed would dominate WWE's top babyfaces, cementing himself as a monstrous heel. Heyman's promos would craft Reed as the man who dethroned the tribal chief and the new standard of dominance in WWE. This storyline would also create ripple effects across the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, who has been teased as a potential breakout star, could step out of Reigns' shadow and confront Heyman and Reed. Jimmy Uso, grappling with guilt over his role in the Bloodline's implosion, could either seek redemption or spiral further into chaos. Paul Heyman betraying Roman Reigns to align with a 330-pound star like Bronson Reed at Survivor Series, War Games would be a game-changing moment in WWE history. It would shock the audience, elevate Reed, and create compelling new storylines for months to come. With Reigns' title reign approaching its twilight and the Bloodline storyline nearing its conclusion, WWE needs a bold move to keep fans engaged. Heyman's betrayal could be that move, proving once again why he is one of the greatest minds in professional wrestling.